Hello, Michael Tillinger here with a report and feedback from Brazil, South America, after my first visit to Brazil and South America for the first time. Firstly, I need to thank Emilia Barros and Luis Freitas and the team of incredible people from the NIC Institute that made it possible and came out in full support of Ubuntu and contributionism and our strategy to implement a whole one small town philosophy in South America. And I could never have imagined or predicted what we would achieve in only 11 days. Actually, it was less than 11 days because I was with Emilia and Louise and their team for probably only about a week. So let me give you a sense of what has happened, because it's really very difficult to unpack everything in great detail because there is simply so much that happened in that short space of time. First of all, we made contact with mayors and town councils and native South American and Brazilian shaman and leaders of the native communities. And the feedback and the reaction was completely overwhelming and in many cases tear-jerking. So at this stage it looks like we have more than one town that has decided to adopt the one small town philosophy in Brazil. So at this stage Brazil has taken the lead around the world of all the countries very unexpectedly in implementing the Ubuntu and contributionism philosophy. And this is just a great indication to show how the consciousness spreads and how what we do in one area permeates throughout the world and affects people in areas that we're not even aware of. So at this stage we have the town of Rio Acima, a town of between 7,000 and 10,000 people. I'm not sure exactly of the exact population at this stage. After doing a presentation to the mayor and then also the council of the mayor in the morning, and then doing a full workshop later that day in the afternoon in the town of Rio Acima, they took a decision virtually immediately to start implementing the One Small Town plan of action. As far as my latest information is, they've had several meetings already, are assessing the industrial potential, exactly what they can do, what factories and what businesses are already in place, and what could be restarted or initiated very quickly. They're looking at the supply of their own electricity. The town engineer of Rio Acima actually told me it would be very easy to supply the town with their own source of electricity, so that is fantastic news. One of the other councillors was really interesting. At one moment during our discussion over breakfast, he looked up and said, "Well, if we get to the stage, it means we no longer need money." And I just got a big smile on my face when I realized that they get it. It's incredible. We've reached the stage. The consciousness has spread so much now and raised our collective consciousness that people are getting it without me having to tell them in words. So that is the latest. The town mayor and the town council are taking the necessary steps to put all the pieces of the puzzle together so that in 2017 we will identify the businesses and the community projects that are most feasible that we will start. We will then look at the funding behind it that is necessary. We'll look at the potential of the people in the town. What kind of talents and skills they have. Do they have engineers and rocket scientists that are working at McDonald's and so forth? Because that's what capitalism has done to the people of the world, to our natural talents and abilities. And then put this whole plan together and start implementing it. The next incredible thing that happened is with a native Brazilian shaman that came to see me in São Paulo and really bonded and connected with me, Acaye, who is a very well-connected South American shaman with the native people of South America, has influence in several of the towns and villages right in the heart of Brazil, in the rainforest, in the jungle, and has already committed at least one up to maybe 3 or 4 of the towns and communities in that area to take on and implement the One Small Town strategy. So that is just something that nobody could have predicted before I left for Brazil. The other important thing is that the One Small School can change the education system has now been also embraced by not only Acaye for the Amazonia area, in the rainforests, in the jungles, to create a whole new alternative education system, but also supported by the mayor of Salvador, the third largest city in Brazil, who just seems to love the idea and has given Emilia and her team and the Ubuntu team in Brazil his full support to get this new alternative education system off the ground. We also visited the islands of Ilha de Maria. I'm pronouncing it incorrectly at this stage. Ilha de Maria, and met with the community leaders and the youth leaders, the health sector leaders, and the education leaders on the main island. The feedback from the people was that, you know, the same feedback that I get wherever I go. Everyone lives in misery. People are just have no hope for the future. They don't know what to do, how to fix things, how to improve their lives. It is a miserable situation, pretty much no matter where you go. After sharing our philosophy with them, it was a deeply emotional experience, because you could see the hope and the change of attitude in these people's minds. We're dealing with the largest African descendant community in Brazil, in the town or around the city of Salvador, and this is the third largest city in Brazil. So immediately after our meeting with these community leaders on the island, they immediately embraced the philosophy, started phoning the leaders of the other 8 islands, there are 9 islands in this group, and started putting together a plan to start identifying the skills, the abilities, the projects that can be put together on that island to start changing things and start creating the contributionist philosophy and implementing it on those islands. We had with us on that trip 4 representatives of the mayor of Salvador, from the mayor's office, that were in full support of what we are doing on those islands, in education, in the community development, the projects, and everything we need has been promised to us by the mayor to make these things a reality. So this is a shift that nobody could have predicted, that we would actually get such support from the existing municipality and the existing authorities, which in most other countries are definitely not forthcoming, and specifically in South Africa. So this is an unbelievable breakthrough that none of us could have expected. I am just completely over the moon. I must tell you, I don't even know what to do with my emotions about this, because it happened so quickly. So what I want to share with everyone that follows the Ubuntu movement and our progress and our 12-year journey since the concept of contributionism first arose, that we are growing much quicker than we could have imagined. Right now we are putting together the business plans, the strategies, the structure for the projects, the community projects and the businesses, so that when we present it to the town councils and the mayors, it is a cohesive plan that everyone can use no matter which town we are dealing with. In essence, we are building a blueprint and a franchise document, if one can use that word, that we can share with any small town or council or mayor to implement based on their specific needs in their area or their town, based on the size, the number of people, and the projects and the businesses that they plan to implement. So that's the best news I can share with you right now. I get messages, I speak to Emilia virtually every day, and get feedback from her from Brazil about the constant growth and expansion of the support and the progress in the various areas, from Rio Acima to Salvador to the islands, and in the jungle or Brazilian forest area, rainforest area. So I will feedback more. We are working on this every day in between all the other things that need to happen. My main objective is to just strengthen my own home base, because the Ubuntu head office is in dire straits right now. We are completely understaffed. I'm struggling to keep my head above water with this unimaginable, unexpected growth. So what I need to say to everyone that's been supporting and following the Ubuntu movement, please go online and make a donation. Make a small monthly contribution. As we grow, the financial demands on the head office and on myself are becoming unbearable. And it's becoming very difficult to survive and carry on from month to month. So I urge you, if you support the Ubuntu movement and what we are doing, what we've done, the road and the path that we traveled to get to this point to change the world, I urge you, go online and support us so we can carry on doing this, so I can carry on doing this, and I don't have to start worrying about selling more books or doing tours and presentations to earn money to keep growing the Ubuntu movement, because that's ultimately how we've been funding this, through my book sales and my personal presentations that I do. That money has been funding the Ubuntu movement. So we are making great strides, we're growing unexpectedly, and remember that it is going to take money to do this. We cannot do this without money. And this is why people are starting to wake up and find a weird sense of comfort and joy, in the sense that when I start explaining to people that the tools of enslavement, which is money, politics, and the current regimes that enslave us, the systems, that we're going to use the systems that enslave us as tools of liberation. The tools of enslavement are becoming the tools of liberation. Money, politics, and the separation of our communities are going to become the tools that actually help us come together and create platforms for very, very soon to become communities of unimaginable abundance and prosperity. So keep in mind, we're going to use money and the current systems to create a new alternative solution. We're creating a new reality and a new solution, a new system in which money is no longer necessary. And we're doing this without any opposition, conflict, violence, resistance. We're doing this in a completely different way from the kinds of opposition and resistance and uprisings that we've seen over the years. They have achieved absolutely nothing. The system and the situation is getting worse and worse. And by simply creating this new alternative, the new system, the new social structure, we are building something that will make the existing system redundant and completely useless. If we build it, they will come. Keep that in mind. And also keep reminding yourself that we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the people involved in this movement and the other movements that are moving in the same direction. We need to all support each other. We need to start implementing this contributionism strategy and philosophy to support each other and start working together in cooperation and collaboration, and stop working in division and in competition to each other. We don't all have to unite to work together, but we can certainly support each other and give each other moral support so that we all work towards the same common purpose and the liberation of humanity and creating this new beautiful utopian world of prosperity and abundance. So that's my report from Brazil. I cannot tell you how excited I am, and 2017 is certainly going to be one of the most exciting years we have had in the Ubuntu movement since its inception in 2005. Thank you for watching, and I'll feed back more as soon as I have some more exciting news to share with you. Until later, bye for now.